Well, hello there, football friends. It feels like it's been forever since I last had a little rant and a rave. A little chat, a little thought as I drive my car home from work. Everything is quite cool and groovy. I have been knee deep in coaching of late. The girls' academy is flying. We have had games galore. Heartbreak, euphoria, all of the above. Massive learning curve for myself as a coach, and again equally for the girls in the development. Bringing the parents along with us. A little bit of education is needed there too, which is always the case in fairness. The excitement grows, the anticipation grows as the development grows and improves. So loving it, loving the competition. The girls are loving the attitude of everybody. Win, lose or draw. Still have a few gripes of my own that I have not shared really with a group of coaches, etc. And it's to do with the actual lay of the land and the law about kids playing with their birth age, within their birth age group, as opposed to their academic age group. Now, I know there's research out there, and I do intend to go and hunt that down again. I did read about it previously, and the name of the papers escapes me at the minute. Trying to justify that, talking about kids being born at a certain period of time in the year and stuff, and how development it helps, etc. But if I refer myself back to whenever we were playing development football, or schoolboy football is what it would have been called. We were playing with the people, our peers, boys we went to school with. I just find it frustrating when we have girls whose birthdays are in December of this year are still under 13 today, but can't play under 13 football. They're still in the same academic school year as all the girls that have been under 13, and they're being refused the opportunity to play with the peers, play for the fun of playing, which then ultimately, depending on ability and character and will and want, can turn into something else. I'm not getting carried away here. We just want to expose everybody to football and let them enjoy it and get the joys that we got growing up. And part of that joy, if not all of that joy, was hanging out with your mates, the guys that you've been to school with from 4 years of age. But the new ruling, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I know the ruling's been in for a few years now, for maybe more than I have actually realised. I haven't been involved in senior football for quite a while. But is there evidence to show that the change of approach, with it being the birth year and not the academic/school year, has been a rewarding exercise? Please, I would love to hear from somebody who has some more knowledge than me on this, and to see whether it was an exercise well received. If it is rolled out right across the footballing world, is it individual FIFA, is it individual FAs that have took a different approach based on their own committees, standings, etc.? I don't honestly know, and again, I'm not the one for sitting down and researching this stuff. If somebody has the answers and can tell me and can convince me that it's the way forward, it's the right way, great. But dealing with kids, and again, I'm knee deep in it at the minute. It's coaching, dealing with individuals, dealing with characters, in a group setting. Always looking out for everybody, looking out for their well-being, which is massive. And comfort zones. We don't want to lose kids to the sport by having them playing against girls and boys, obviously, that are physically more developed, that are, I do appreciate you can categorise kids into different levels of development and stuff, but different teams with different abilities and whatnot. But there's the instances where kids are being punished. Punished is the wrong word. Kids are being isolated, being denied the opportunity to play with their peers because, as I say, they're born in December. They'll do their GCSEs at the same time as everybody else. They'll do their A-levels at the same time as everybody else. They'll do their entrance exams for secondary school like everybody else at the same time. But when it comes to playing sport, they have to step aside or step up based on the rigid rulings. And it being rigid, I don't think lends itself to development, because there's a broad spectrum of ability. Everybody matures differently, everybody develops differently, and having you working within the school year, I personally think some people will shine, some people, may not, but it all levels out in the end. We all develop differently. I think by pigeonholing and saying at 13, at this age that you need to be playing there, you need to be playing here, it's kind of tailor-made to favour the better players. Actually, scrap that last comment. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I just feel that it hampers the ability to give the kids a suitable platform to expose them to the game of football and let them grow into it, for want of better terminology. My opinions on it, I'd love to hear other people's thoughts on it. As I say, it is resonating at the minute because we're feeling a bit hamstrung with girls having, before the competitive football kicked in, before the structured football kicked in, the squads that we've been working with for the past 4 years had played in teams together. We'd structured the teams around the group and, again, leaning on individuals to play individual roles within the team, playing different positions, understanding their roles, understanding the team role, all that stuff that we've been doing for so many years. We're now hamstrung because a few players, again, as it stands today, on the 7th of October, are still 12, but cannot play under 13 football. Have been asked to play, have been told they can only play under 15 football. So at 12 years of age, playing under 15 football. Only. And because, as I say, academic year, no problem, do your GCSE for everybody else. Playing sport, no, sorry, you go and have to play with the big girls. I don't know, it just seems something amiss there to me. Just seems something amiss. But listen, my rant, my rave, if anybody's listening and anybody has a better understanding or handle on it, or why it is the way it is, again, please educate me, please let me know. Save me reading all them books and surfing the internet. I spend far too much time on the internet. I spend far too much time with my nose stuck in my phone for whatever reason, whether it's WhatsApp groups, the coaches out there, you'll appreciate that. Your phone never stops. Beep, 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 beep. You're liaising with everybody and anybody on a regular basis. It becomes all consuming. I also have the pleasure of doing social media PR for my club, and then also on the back of that trying to keep myself sane with the podcast. So maybe I need to have a word with myself. Can't do everything, can't do all them things maybe. It was stated to me last night, believe it or not, just in saying that there's not enough hours in the day for us at the minute. We need to address this. That came from the better half, which was 100% right. when we're building beds at 12 o'clock on a Wednesday night, there's not enough hours in the day. So again, this opportunity to talk out loud, give the dog a name, sort of be able to say something out loud, make sense of it, is both refreshing and rewarding. And again, talk myself around here and see to address them matters moving forward. So anybody keen to get on board and help out, social media gurus that are out there, any lovers of football, lovers of clubs, want to volunteer, there's jobs there to be done, and all the clubs around all the towns, particularly our town, again have roles for people to do that. Anybody wants to get on board and help me out with the podcast, absolutely fantastic. I do have earmarked a particular person to co-host. He kind of knows who he is, I'm sure, but a little more will be revealed whenever again I find the time to get back and do the podcast and use that element of therapy for myself in the chaos of living, I suppose, coaching and working and living and being the best husband, being the best father I can be. This little therapy session goes a long way to switching off. So the football again can be all dominant, but again I have to take the joys from it, and the joys are just that. Seeing the development of the kids, seeing them grow as individuals, seeing the team grow, and implementing stuff that we've taught them through the week. All that stuff's joyous. Absolute joy. Joyful. Watching Liverpool recently has been joyful as well. Let's get back to the big boys. Premier League season has started well. It has been toe to toe. As I said in the beginning, I fear Chelsea more so than anybody else. The Liverpool Man City game. Wow, what a game! Last 20 minutes of the first half, Liverpool looked like they were going to crumble. They came out fierce. They came out angry. Second half, and it really made a game of it. What a spectacle for both teams. Some individual play, Mo Salah, untouchable at the minute. Confidence is high. Liverpool are flying high. Man City are flying high. Chelsea are flying high. Lukaku maybe has hit a wall a little bit, but he'll come good again. And Chelsea have an abundance of ability in their front line as well, which haven't even kicked on yet. So again, the Premier League season will remain interesting. Jimmy Lavery called out the want and need for some pre-match catch-ups. Definitely up for that again. Keep me out of the pub, maybe that'll be an idea. Say when all else fails, when you do get some downtime, boom, pint. Maybe hang fire and get that balance right again. Now the world's opened up, we feel like we're missing out. Maybe now we're overindulging. Jesus, this is a therapy session, alright. So look forward to that. Getting back on the sidelines, looking through the leagues. Had a glimpse recently. See Celtic are kicking on, they're undefeated. Some narrow misses in the Irish Junior Cup, the Funacab Irish Junior Cup. Derry Herc have a big game this weekend. Again, Derry Herc fell upon difficult times, are still fighting on all fronts, still keeping the historical club afloat. Young fellas at the helm doing a great job, and best wishes to them. Oxford Sunnyside, first team are flying as well. Great results last week. Beating Banbridge Rangers. I know that was a well-received victory. Rumour has it the Banbridge manager was also sweet, kicking off before the game. Little old Oxford coming here, great to have you boys. And when the equaliser went in and we went 2-1 up, he was effing and damning, and it was a change of spirits. So congratulations to Oxford Sunnyside for progressing. Intermediate Cup. Good year. Still kicking on. Craigavon City kicking on. Craigavon City and FC Mindwell have a charity match this Sunday. Mental health awareness. Again, it's a massive thing. It's a massive thing in my life at the minute too, with playing the over 35s charity league. The Emerge Invitational League has been fantastic. Again, like the podcast, getting to training on the Tuesday night and playing the games every other Sunday is great therapy, great escapism, you know. Hanging out with the boys, all like-minded people, all enjoying their football. I didn't make it on Sunday past there, and unfortunately we were defeated 3-1 by Armagh City. And a good game all in all, apparently, by all accounts. By all accounts, we could have went on to win the game. Just rub of the green, etc. didn't suit us. But so be it. Again, taking part was the winner so far, and we're really enjoying that process. Talking to the guys at training, talking to the guys on the podcast, they're really, really enjoying it. People's guts have started to disintegrate. An extra notch in the belts having to be found, in the good sense. The trousers are loose, and again, camaraderie is fantastic. Looking forward to this Sunday. This Sunday we're playing a friendly game. Gary McConaughey of Translink has arranged for us to play. Now, can I get this right? Northern Ireland veterans soccer football team. So they are an older team by all accounts. Their average age would be maybe 50. So Gary has favoured the older generation of our squad to put out a team against them. It might be to our detriment. I think Gary might undershoot this a little bit. I mean, if these guys are Northern Ireland veteran soccer players, I doubt there'll be much. There'll be no goat's toe. They'll be up for it. There'll be a big contest. So again, just a friendly match. Keep maybe the guys as well that were on the peripheral of playing every second Sunday haven't got as much football as others. They're going to be getting a run out and the opportunity to hang out, have a beer, call down if you're watching. If you're not watching us, do get out to the Craigavon City match and the FC Mindwell. Again, it's a charity match. Donations are available online, etc. I can get the links put up. So yeah, the vast community of football reached out. There's a lot of friends that shared the post, and the fact that they're actually asking us to share, considered as part of a football community, again, does the heart good. So we'll get that out. So looking forward to the podcast again, sitting down individually, talking to people. I do have some lined up. And we go from there. Just wanted to touch in, catch up, let you know that I haven't given up on this process, and then as I say, I've been knee deep recently. The new job's going well. Many months in it now. May, June, July, August, September, October. 5 months. 5 months in, travelling all over the country, saving the world one day at a time, ridding the world of asbestos. I won't bore you with the details. So all's good in the hood at Keepie Uppies HQ. We're going to get back out there, going to keep celebrating all the good guys. That was another thing, just as we were talking about it, again talking to other football people, talking to the community, is an element of disgust at times against the win at all costs attitude from some corners of the football community, you know, to the detriment just win at all cost attitudes at underage football. is, it's not nice. It's definitely not. What do you learn? What do you learn from winning all the time? What do you learn from winning all the time? You learn more from a defeat than you ever will from winning all the time. Don't get me wrong. Of course we all want to win. Of course we're going to try our best. And it's making mistakes is where you learn. But this winning at all costs, where losing actually is something that they can't accept. Like when it happens eventually, and eventually does happen, that it actually breaks the kid. They don't understand the concept of loss and competition. It's just win, 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 win. There's definitely something to be said for development football, and letting players play against competitively rather than railroading at development level. There needs to be more done, more responsibility on the coaches, because the facilitators, they get a hard time. The coaches have to be first and foremost about the kids, not about the coach's ego and winning at all costs. Of course you do your best, you coach them to win. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm soft. Maybe am I silly because I care about the opposition who are conceding the goals and how they feel about it at a tender age. When it's 6 goals, it's 7 goals, it's 8 goals. When's enough? When does the humanity kick in? When does the coaches step in as the adult in the room and level the playing field a little bit? Is there no honour in that? I would say so, there is. But again, that was an inside thought that just came out. Love to hear your opinions on these things, guys. Call me out if I'm wrong. Back me up if you think I'm right. Development football. The words in the description. That be it. I'm 2 minutes from home. I've had my rant, had my rave. Hope these are all remaining awesome. And I'll chat to you again very soon, football friends. Oh. Well, hello there, football friends. I had to get on, because if I don't get on, I won't get on. It has been quite a while. I've been flat out with my new job. I've been working. I've been up and down the M50 every day. Not every day, but working hard, settling in, and balancing then the coaching, the numerous football teams that I coach at the minute, as well as trying to relive my youth, recapture my youth, and playing for the over 35s, which has been fantastic. All a struggle, all an enjoyable struggle, let's say. All in the name of football, all in the name of keeping the head right, keeping the body right, although the body needs work. Hamstrings, back pain, all of the above, but sure, it gives you the sense of it's a good feeling. It's a sense of feeling alive. It's good pain. That's what I keep telling myself anyway. But wanted to jump back in, do a wee podcast on the road, travelling back from Arklow, working in Arklow extensively, working on the new water treatment plant. again, the asbestos element of the job. Don't want to bore you with the details, but that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm up and down. But the football has been entertaining. The football has been fantastic. Premier League, local leagues. I've been watching the results roll in. All of the teams locally seem to be doing quite well. Clubs and teams. Speaking with my old buddy Paddy O'Connor, again at 40 years of age, 41 in December. Plays catch up with me every year. It's my birthday next week. Talking to him about the good year flying. And Paddy is playing centre back. Referenced his 30th year, his 30th pre-season since he started playing football. Renowned for being a box-to-box centre midfielder at the prime young age of 40. Still giving her beans in the Mid-Ulster League. I'm enjoying it. I'm fit as a flea, to his credit. The good year going well. Had a big result in the Junior Cup. Going well in the league. Playing good football. Scoring goals. And as he's in partnership with Stevie Fox. Again, Paddy, like me, done a bit of coaching. And Foxy, Stevie Fox, is one of them boys that he passed the wisdom on to in his younger days. And now to be playing with him again is all the more satisfying. So a good year of flying. Lurgan Celtic, I see, again picking up good results in the league, dominant in the league. There was a bit of a fallout in the Bestbrook match. Funny enough, I was speaking to Darren Matthews, comedian and former football opposition, playing for the Comedians. We went to Andy McGibbon's gig last Sunday in the Sunflower, and he was telling me about the Bestbrook and Lurgan Celtic game being postponed at half time. I don't know any details of it. All I know is that Bestbrook were delighted not to be going in drawn at half time, and for the game to be postponed was a bonus for them by all accounts. Don't know the fallout, don't know what happened. I think there might have been a ruckus at half time, and whatever the referee decided to call it then, but so be it. We'll catch up with some of the Lurgan Celtic guys, maybe get an explanation, but as I said, they're travelling to Bestbrook and we're favourites by all accounts, which is Bestbrook's never an easy game over the years of played, so interesting. So I made a new friend in Darren Matthews as well, so thanks to Andy and Janie. We went and hung out with Darren Matthews after Andy's gig last Sunday. Only recovered from that hangover on Tuesday, but Darren and his good wife, or his partner, took us for drinks afterwards. The name of the place escapes me, apologies, but it's a new distillery or a new catch up with Darren Matthews and his podcast. I'm sure he'll explain it a whole lot better than I do, but it was nice. And again, obviously I engaged with Darren as a football friend initially. He's playing against the Northern Ireland Comedians, and so hopefully catch up with him again. I know he does a great podcast, Injury Time, talks about all elements of sport. Maybe you'll do me a favour and get me on. We can celebrate Keepie Uppies and talk about aforementioned Mid-Ulster match. Darren has a few tales of his own to tell, but all good. I see Derry Herc and Pa have Derry Herc's first team manager Conan Fox has left the club. They put an announcement out yesterday. I think it was only yesterday on Facebook. Yeah, and Derry Herc have had their woes this season, but Gavin Haddock, who had engaged with earlier in the season, the guys are defiant. You know, they're going to keep the club that they hold dear, keep going, which is great. And best luck to Derry Herc. See, the reserves had a good result recently. Their first team struggling a little bit, but again still fighting a good fight. And Shea Duffy, I believe, has now become their first team manager. So all change on that front, but again, boys are playing football, boys are winning games, boys are bringing the fight. So very good, very good. Oxford Sunnyside going really well. Great result against Banbridge town in the Ulster Shield, I think it was. Was it the Bob Radcliffe? Again, busy man, dropping in, dropping out, but yeah. Shocked Banbridge, I think, with their performance and the result. Fantastic. Shining light for Oxford is young Keelan Campbell, son of Davy Campbell. Davy Campbell I played football with many moons ago. Davy was a fine footballer himself. Defensive footballer, in fairness. His son is very much a forward and a good forward at that. Scoring goals, mixing it with in men's football. Very physical, very strong. One to watch out for. Delighted to have him, and I've watched him at Knockgrammar a few times recently, and a real asset, and one for the future. It's can only get better. An Oxford reserve team are flying in the Reserve Middlester Division 1. Again, touching base with Gavin Henderson, he had reminded me that this week's fixture against Crew United is going to be a big one. It's both teams are undefeated in the league. Let's go into this clash again. They're playing their home game this week at Knockgrammar Park. Unfortunately, I can't get out to watch the football this week. I'm welcoming some family members over the midterm break, so a little break from football for me as well. I have recently also been running after the GDC girls under 9s and under 11s. Recently put together the under 11s team as the numbers have blossomed and boomed, should I say. So a bit of downtime for me. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then I turned 41. 41 on Thursday. And then it's all preps for Halloween. Actually, the under 13 girls have a game on the Thursday night. All I can say is my darling wife wasn't best impressed. Normally we do the pumpkin carving on a Thursday night, but Heidi's football career has taken centre stage, so we're running out after the girls' football, and then we'll postpone our pumpkin carving to the Sunday, to actually Halloween Day, which is cool and groovy with me. I don't mind. Again, the birthday weekend is always the way of it. Forever grateful to my darling wife who does that year on year. But all good in the hood. I'm genuinely anxious to get back to recording the podcasts more frequently. The longer that I go without recording them, the more likely I know that it'll be that I'll stop. And I don't want to do that. I do think I'm on a good thing here. I do think the concept is a winner, and I have had that engagement from everybody, and forever grateful for that. The over 35s is giving it an extra twist. I do want to start doing a rundown of the divisions and the leagues, sort of picking a date and a time to carry that out, and then maybe double down with a guest speaker. So that's the plan moving forward. I would also like to give it a little element of thoughts for the day, or putting out questions to you guys for you to engage to me, to maybe chat about, like a talking point for the next podcast, or potentially booking in live podcasts where the questions or the points are raised, and we can then engage and talk about it. So contemplating what best times and days there is to do that, if any. Again, full of beans, full of ideas, but have no time to do these things. The best time is when I'm driving, hence why I'm doing this one today. I would have a hell of a phone bill if I was trying to do the podcasts live while driving. Obviously, tapping into data, roaming and all that sort of stuff, but hey ho. But all good. The Premier League has been entertaining. The Champions League only last night and the night before, both Man United and Liverpool, very much entertained us and continue to. The drama, the fallout that is the managerial career of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the doubt, the joy, the optimism, up and down, which has been played out from his whole tenure, really. It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. Sunday's game against Liverpool is absolutely massive for both teams. Liverpool are in an unbeaten run. United have put down the gauntlet again, coming back 3-2, and Rio Ferdinand said this is the start of the new beginning. Paul Scholes was a bit more realistic with his commentary. Robbie Savage, my goodness, Robbie Savage. I'm assuming Robbie Savage must support Manchester United. His commentary was clearly one-sided, not over the top at all. What? It was actually hard to listen to. And don't get me wrong, I was caught up in the excitement of the game, and you have to admire the efforts and the exuberance, but my God, the commentary actually was over the top. It wasn't good broadcasting. It wasn't good TV for me personally. Because Robbie Savage I wouldn't be a fan of as a commentator. So the Ronaldo show runs on. Man's incredible. What he's doing, what he's achieving is fantastic. Great to have him back in the Premier League. He'll only improve the quality of the Premier League, improve the quality of players he's playing with and against. The standards that he sets is magnificent and a great example. Some of his expressions and tantrums on the pitch, not so exemplary, but so be it. In fairness, a lot of it will go unnoticed if he wasn't who he was. The camera spends a lot of time on him. But just the Robbie Savage thing, it was painful to the ears, and even the nonsense that he was spouting, talking about people doubting Ronaldo. not the people that I'm talking to or listening to. Everybody's more than aware of his ability and what he's about. It was a no-brainer for him to go back to Manchester United. An absolute no-brainer. The pressure's very much on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and it'll be a case of can he prove his stature and quality to be able to manage these big personalities, big players. Ronaldo's a case in point. Undroppable. The world's best player. You can't put him on the bench every second game. You won't tolerate that. That's how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer manages that or justifies that. Again, these players like Cavani, Rashford, all top drawer. That's where who does he know his best team? I think his best team is with Cristiano Ronaldo in it. Anybody's best team is with Cristiano Ronaldo in it. Paul Pogba didn't start. Fred, he keeps relying on Fred. And then the big conversation is Van de Beek. Who signed Van de Beek? Why did you sign him if you're not going to play him? He is, again, without having seen a lot of his football, the glimpses I did see, the highlight reels from his Ajax times. Again, another fine player. Not getting game time. Will he be moved on? Will he be shipped out? Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to continue to stick to the, let's say it's not a winning formula at the minute? Is he going to find the formula? He needs to find a formula. But I won't annoy myself about that too much. It's just interesting seeing a club like Manchester United bringing in these big players, and the question marks are on the manager. Not the hunger, the desire of the players, but the manager. So it's whether Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can stick the heat, continue to get a song out of these guys again. It's a matter of them letting him down more so than his ability as a manager. What does he have to do? Pick the best 11 players and ask them to give 100%? I think there's too many personalities in the changing rooms. Too many players think that they're bigger and better than what they are. So you're only ever as good as your last game. Leicester City game, they weren't so good. Atlanta, for 45 minutes, they were better. So let's see where that takes Manchester United. Chelsea, again, Lukaku been brought in. He's now on a bit of a rot. Now got injured. I see Chelsea as the biggest threat to the Premier League title. Obviously alongside Man City. To Liverpool's opportunity to win it. Man City is no doubt of their qualities, no doubt that they'll push all the way. Chelsea have some fine players in reserve. Pulisic, for one, I've said it before. I admire him massively. I think he's a great talent and the sort of player that I would love to have in Liverpool. Doesn't play an awful lot of football in Chelsea. So again, Chelsea without Lukaku and Werner now because of injury. Let's see how their Premier League campaign resumes. And then on Liverpool and Mo Salah. Mo Salah is very much on top form. That's all you can say. Let's enjoy this while it lasts. The Ballon d'Or question will forever roll on. I'm sure he'd be getting plenty of votes on current form. What he's achieved at Liverpool is exceptional. 100% exceptional. To score that many goals from the right side of midfield as a winger, is fantastic. Now on the M1, I need to stop for fuel. Round things up, 20 minutes to go, 20 minutes nearly in. Rambling while driving. Again, good therapy. Really enjoying the football. Rushing home in the evenings. If not coaching, I'm watching. I've been painting. I've been making beds. And I'm saying making beds, I mean putting beds together, not putting sheets on. Again, our guests are due this weekend, so something similar will continue tonight. There'll be painting. There'll be getting the house neat and tidy. And then there'll be beer, plenty of beer. A week off work. Again, entertaining the family, the Bradfordians, Holmesy and Donna, and their lovely kids, Rory and Anya. So the Woodville will get a hammering, Lurgan Golf Club will get a hammering, all these lovely places. Again, a shout out to them. This podcast is not sponsored by them, however. Leave it there, football friends. Again, round over 20 minutes in. Hope you are all keeping well. Remain awesome. Listen out for the engagement, questions and points of view. And we'll touch base again very soon. And well done to all the local clubs as they all continue to take massive strides forward. Now we're coming out of the uncertainties of lockdown and COVID-19 and the familiarity of fans and adults and kids cheering and going, and the pain and exuberance, excitement from playing football has returned. remain awesome football friends. Sunday, seen the over 35s come away with another victory.